Hey guys, welcome into the Pug Reborn channel. We are checking out the latest devlog 139, the Serpent Battle Brothers Blazing Deserts DLC from OverHype Studio. Whoa, that is a big string of stuff right there, ain't it? Ain't it? Very cool. I'm very happy that we're able to announce another beast because I had the prediction last week, and I'll actually show you that. Let's slide down here. So the 138, it was talking about, of course, the new settlement situations, and every time you go into a settlement, you can find these different emblems at the top. And I said this one here had to have been a beast, and the funny thing is it could still mean something here. It could be something bigger. Just based on the picture here, they do come with the green eyes, it does have that, so maybe it is just the face. Either way, I'm happy that that is the case. We need more diversity in the desert, not just, you know, hyenas and rock. Or afrits. Somebody told me that before. Either way, in the description below, it's going to tell you the timestamps for 3 different things: the reading, my thoughts and opinion, and finally just an update for the channel. I want to get out to a lot of the subscribers there, and if you're not a subscriber, hang tight to the end for the early access information. All right, the Serpent. The bestiary of the South grows by another entry as we take a look at the scaled and slippery opponent this week, the Serpent. Read on. Alright, the Serpent. While much of the South is made up of barren wastelands, the Sea of Sands are dotted with green islands that promise a treasure most sparse in these parts. Water. Water means life in the Great Desert, so any caravan seeking to travel, them will hop from one oasis to the next. They are lush refugees teeming with life, but also danger, for they are home to a slippery predator, the Serpent. Yes, of course. You can already tell what this is going to entail here, of course. The Serpent is a large, non-venomous snake that preys on animals and humans alike in and around oases. Well camouflaged on the ground. Just trying to picture what this is going to kind of look like here. So well camouflaged on the ground, they're not always easily spotted from afar, but they are also slower on the world map than other beasts. Using their forked tongue to sample the air, they have directional sense of smell and can hunt equally well in the dark of night as they can in the bright of day. In battle, a serpent will seek to wind itself around their prey, to constrict their movement and breath, to drag them away from allies where they can be more easily killed in isolation. Similar to human opponents using hook skill of bill hooks, serpents can pull apart formation, drag your men into being surrounded by several opponents, and expose your back line. Although serpents are not venomous, they attack using their fangs until their victim is either dead or limp enough to be devoured whole. Okay, there's some interesting stuff going on there. I'm trying to formulate really what that kind of looks like. Serpents can be dangerous for anyone traveling in the South, but also offer an opportunity earning crowns. The body of a serpent is covered with overlapping scales in different colors, and some serpent skin, particularly rainbow-colored scales, is worth a lot to the upper class of city-states that seek to flaunt their wealth. A mercenary captain will often find contracts to hunt down serpents, whether to turn them into expensive-looking slippers or simply because too many of the caravan hand lost their lives along the trade route, so business begins to suffer. The shimmering scales are quite resistant to heat and fire, and taxidermists can also craft armor attachments out of these for use of your own men. Okay, so yeah, so let's head back to the top here. So yeah, wow, there was a lot to bite off there, right? So here's the deal, right? It says right here, they're non-venomous. They pull you in. They can use like a bill hook effect. So they pull your brother in, and then they constrict them. Now, once they constrict them, it sounds like they can still move away in isolation. And because they're stealthy, there's got to be something that makes them unique in the way of stealth. So here's my first thing. On the world map, they're smaller, but they're more adept when it comes to their camouflage abilities. So my thought is, if you ever think about Elps, right? Elps always come out of nowhere. They can be one of the biggest pains in the butts. If you don't know how to take on Elps, it's terrible. Me personally, I love Elps. They're one of my favorite to kill. But it's an easy strategy when you know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, it can be hell. Now these things are probably, in my opinion, going to be the same as Alps in the way of just attacking you and forcing you into a battle that you were just not prepared for and didn't want to be a part of. Now, in terms of constricting the opponent, it says the serpent will seek to wind itself around the prey to constrict their movement and breath, to drag them away from allies in isolation to kill. Now down here it says, although serpents are not venomous, they attack using their fangs until the victim are dead, limp enough to devour. So my thought is this: if you ever think about I always call them Nebuchadnezzars, Nachweisers, or I have no idea how you say it. Either way, the third tier can swallow you whole. And my thought is there's probably going to be a progression. When you get wrapped up or constricted, you probably get a roll chance. You might get a roll chance to get out of it. Okay? Now, if you don't get a roll chance to get out of it, I'm assuming that after 3 turns, your brother can be devoured. In the same, because the devour trait is actually the Nebuchadnezzar. That's what we call him. I don't know. But well, let's just pretend with me here. The Nebuchadnezzars, the third tier, has the devour trait. It swallows them whole. So, or maybe that's not devour. Or is devour the one where they stand on the body and eat it, and then they gain their health back? See, now I'm not sure, because I know the devour trait, at least from the Legends mod, it's a little more stated out that you can eat something and take it. But I'm thinking that you're going to get constricted. You have a certain amount of turns before your brother gets eaten whole. You probably can save them the same way you would with the Nebuchadnezzars or the Nebbers. And that's kind of my thought. Now, in terms of their strike, they really don't give us any information on how damaging the fangs are. But maybe that's because maybe their bite isn't that great. It's more about their ability. So if you're facing, this is where I see these being a pain in the butt, right? If you have 3 turns before you get killed, or you get completely devoured, that means that you have to do at least 2 roll checks to get out of it. And if you're facing, let's just say you're facing 12. I mean, you have to have a brother. You need to, see, we just don't have any information on health. We don't know how elusive they are. They're slow. We know that much. But I think even on the actual base, when you're actually in combat with them, I imagine that at night, you're probably not going to see them until you're within 3 tiles of them. And maybe if they attack you, they get the surround, so you actually don't know where they're going to attack. Like at 1 minute, all of a sudden your archer is being pulled from the backside of the line, and now you have to break up your men to try to figure out what the hell's going on. I could see this being a very interesting opponent. I guess we're gonna have to face him to really know what's what. That's what it's gonna come down to. Now, as for this little stuff down here, the skin. Obviously, we found out that these are actually scales. They're not. I was saying that they were probably lundworm or lundworm. I found out is how you say it, or lindworm, but it's but yeah, it's gonna actually be the serpent scales, and that's pretty interesting. I really wish we could craft something out of that. Like it says you can craft the scales, but I wonder if the scales are actually rainbow when you craft them. Either way, it easily tells you right here that they are good at. What is it, against fire or something like that? Something to that effect. Long trade route. Okay, yeah. Shimmering scales have quite the resistance to heat and fire. So maybe there's a debuff for being in the desert for so long, and this will eliminate the debuff. So that's the first part. Now, of course, we have the handgun, the fire, whatever it almost looks like a firework, right? Can't remember what it's called already, but either way, like that type of damage, or even the fire pod or pot or whatever it is. No, not pod, it's the pot. So yeah, maybe you're immune to fire. I mean, or maybe you take really, really low damage. I mean, there's a lot of up in the air detail, so we're just gonna have to, for now I'm just speculating, but I still think it's a really interesting creature. I just don't know where to place them in the scale of how dangerous they're actually going to be. I could see them being super dangerous in numbers, but in smaller groups, they're probably going to be really easy to take down. So that's that. Either way, guys, now the last part. I'm going to do the quick thing that I do with all the early access. I got early access. I'm going to be giving away 3 copies once we get into the actual game. Once it's all released, I'm going to be giving away 3 copies to subscribers. Please let me know if you want the game. Don't just subscribe for the game. Let me know what if you want it, because some people don't want it. I've already had one person come and say, hey, I don't need it. You know, I can get it for myself, but I appreciate it. What I really want, guys, is check out the content. This is a Battle Brothers channel, right? Like, primarily Battle Brothers. I do other games, but Battle Brothers is my love. It's something I want to continuously do, obviously, as the main thing in the channel until unless something else down the road comes along that really takes the place. This is really the game. So besides that, the world's been pretty crazy in the courier service world. Obviously, with everything going on in the cities and stuff all over the place, it's been restricting a lot of freight. So we've been busy out the butt. It's been wild right now. So I've been working from like 6:45 to 7 at night. I come home and, you know, I barely seen my boy and, you know, the wife, and just it's been tough to actually, I mean, have time to do videos. I didn't have a video, of course, for Friday night. I don't even know when this video is going to get out, but yeah, the point is I haven't had the most time, guys. So I do apologize about that. This is the first night I wasn't able to produce a video besides this. So there's that. But so next week, this is the deal. We're going to continue Battle Brothers Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday night. Those other floating days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning, are going to be up in the air. I'm dealing with those. My brother and I are just finishing up the projects for top 10 videos, and the editing process has been fun. I'll just say that. I've spent 7 hours on the first top 10 long discussion video. Stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to get that out as soon as I can, guys. So that's going to be a blast. Stay tuned for that. So again, subscribe for more content like that, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.